The biggest mistake I see sellers make every spring is not underpricing, it's over improving. If you're standing in your kitchen wondering whether you need to rip it out before you list, this is for you. I'm Betti Russo, and this is Living the North Jersey Lifestyle. After walking through hundreds of North Jersey homes with sellers in this exact moment, I can tell you this with confidence. Today, we're answering one clear question. Should you fix anything before selling this spring, or are the wrong updates quietly costing you leverage before you even hit the market? Because the real decision isn't what to upgrade. It's what actually moves a buyer forward. And when you strip it down, buyers are looking for three things: a home that feels cared for, a home that feels honest, and a home that feels easy. Not trendy, not brand new, not perfect. Cared for, honest, and easy. If you give buyers those three things, you protect your leverage. Let's start with cared for. When buyers walk into a house, they scan for risk, not consciously, but instinctively. They notice the scuffed trim, the worn carpet, even a loose handle, and their brain asks a quiet question: if this is visible, what isn't? I was in a home recently where everything major seemed to be in great condition. The roof, the systems, the structure, but the walls were marked up and the baseboards were dinged. The carpet, it seemed like it was worn thin. A buyer walked in and just kind of said, "It feels tired." Nothing major was wrong, but the feeling was. That is what small fixes solve. Fresh neutral paint, replacing worn carpet, cleaning and tightening details. These aren't renovations, they're refreshers. Now let's talk about honest. This is where over-improving turns into a trap. A modern vanity dropped into a dated bathroom, one upgraded appliance surrounded by everything else original, a basement that's almost finished but not quite. Buyers, they don't see improvement. They see a story that doesn't quite make sense. And when the story doesn't make sense, doubt moves in. I was in a home in Bergen County recently where the sellers had just updated the kitchen countertop to quartz. Beautiful choice, clean and modern, but the cabinets, they were still original. The backsplash was dated, the floors didn't match the new surface. Nothing was wrong, but nothing lined up. My buyers commented, "There's still a lot of work to do here." The sellers had spent so much money trying to avoid that exact reaction. That's the over-improving trap. When updates are partial or isolated, buyers mentally price in the rest of the project anyway. And now you've spent money without removing hesitation. I've watched buyers slow down in these rooms. They don't criticize, they pause. And when a buyer pauses, leverage shifts. If you can't complete an update cleanly and cohesively, it is often better to present the space clearly as is and price strategically. Buyers would rather inherit a clean slate than someone else's half decision. And finally, easy. This one is underestimated. When a home feels heavy, cluttered, or overly personalized, the buyer's brain has too much work to do. Dark drapes blocking light, oversized furniture interrupting flow, walls filled with personal history. That mental effort creates friction, and friction creates hesitation. Decluttering, letting the light in, simplifying layouts, removing visual noise. These cost very little, but they reduce work in the buyer's mind. And when you remove work, you increase momentum. Here's what I've seen again and again in North Jersey homes. Sellers don't lose money because they skipped a renovation. They lose leverage by improving the wrong areas. Buyers don't pay extra for perfection. They pay for confidence. This is the moment homeowners usually ask me, "So what would you do if it were your house?" Here's how I think about it. I look for anything that creates doubt, distraction, or delay in a buyer's mind. If a fix removes hesitation, we do it. If it won't change how buyers decide, we leave it alone. That lens protects position. If you're in that in-between stage right now, not listed yet, but mentally preparing, pause before you start writing renovation checks. Clarity first, construction second, because the goal isn't to impress everyone. It's to help the right buyer move forward without second guessing. Real estate is personal, and so are the decisions around when and how you move. Thanks for being here.